I'm back. Thank you to everybody who wanted to know how I was feeling. I'm feeling much better now, thank you. I still do have a cold, but that's okay. I don't sound very terrible. So today I am going to repeat the story that we said last week when I was feeling much better. But when the internet was acting really funny and I was not able to complete my story. I tried going live through Facebook, and even then I got stuck. So I thought today, instead of coming with a new story, I will share the same story again, the story of the foolish rabbit who thought he could fly. So, welcome to all of you. Welcome to episode 21, a repeat of episode 21 of Bedtime Stories with VJ. Who's VJ? I'm VJ. Today, VJ is looking a little dressed up and decked up and looking much better than she did last time. And that is because I had a puja in my building, so I had to dress up in a sari and try to look nice. So here I am, dressed up in a sari, telling all my beautiful, wonderful children the story of the foolish rabbit. So let me start. There was a rabbit who loved to explore. His favorite pastime was to sniff around the forest and find new things to do or observe. He watched the elephants as they pulled the water in their trunks and drank it. He too wanted to pull water, but he did not have a trunk like the elephant. So what did he do? He looked for something that could act like the trunk. He would pick up anything that was lying on the forest floor, look at it, look whether it could had a hole in it, look whether he could use it as a straw. He would try leaves, he would try the bark of the tree. He tried everything to use as a straw to pull water into his trunk, into his mouth. And then finally, one day, after trying and trying and trying, he finally found the water lily. You know, the water lily is a lily which grows like a lotus in water, and it has a hollow stem. So if you break the flower, the lily, you can use the stem as a straw. Hi Divisha, I'm so glad to be back and I'm so happy to see you here. I'm so sorry I could not respond to your message earlier. And I'm back with the same story of the foolish rabbit because I realized that last time we had a very bad network. So, yes, this is the foolish rabbit who wanted to try to use the straw of the stem of the water lily as a straw, and when he did put the stem into the water and suck it, voila, he was able to drink water. He was so excited. He watched the kangaroo as they jumped all over the grasslands. He thought that he could jump. Of course, he's a rabbit. He can jump. So he jumped. And that's what he did. He jumped and jumped and jumped and jumped with all his might like a kangaroo did. He watched the giraffes as they stretched their neck and cleaned the topmost branches of the tree with their leaves. He stuck his tongue out like they did, but he couldn't lick the leaves of the topmost branch because neither was he tall like the giraffe, nor did he have a long neck like the giraffe. But you know what he could do? He could stick out his tongue, and his tongue was not as rough and tough as that of a giraffe. Nonetheless, he put out his tongue and he chewed away at the leaves which are on the topmost part of the shrubs, and he enjoyed those beautiful, beautiful leaves. Then he watched the crabs. He climbed up onto the highest rock and he watched the crabs as they went about sideways, sideways, sideways. And then every time there was a noise of the twig or the noise of a pebble falling, the crabs would quickly go sideways, 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 sideways and hide. And he tried to do that. But he's a rabbit. He cannot go sideways. He has big legs. He cannot jump sideways. He has to jump forward. So the poor little rabbit failed at that. But did that stop him from trying to imitate other animals? No, he enjoyed doing it. Hi, I'm so happy to see you. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Thank you so much, children. I had a very bad cold and a slight flu, and then I had medicines, and now I'm feeling much better. Then, but did a rabbit stop trying to act like the other animals? No. He kept trying and trying and trying. He watched all the animals. He observed all their characteristics and he tried to copy their style. Sometimes he would succeed and oftentimes he would fail. But did he give up? No. He wanted to keep trying and trying till he succeeded. Now, once as he was eating a fresh bunch of carrots, he felt a shadow pass over him. He looked up, and what did he see? He saw a huge eagle soaring in the sky. He scurried under a bush. And why did he scurry under a bush? Because eagles hunt for rabbits. Eagles hunt for rabbits, they hunt for mice, they can even pick up small babies because the eagles are so huge. So our friend, the rabbit, quickly scurried under the bush and he hid there and he watched the eagle. The more he looked at the eagle, the more he wanted to be like an eagle. He looked at the way the eagle swooped and lifted off, went this way and that way, and flew and hovered in the sky. He thought, wow. Our rabbit thought, this is so interesting. This is so much fun. I would love to fly in the sky. Would you love to fly in the sky? I want to fly in the sky, but I don't know how. But our rabbit thought he could use his brains. And what did he do? He thought, if I go to the big rock, the highest rock in the forest, and I jump off from the big rock, I'm sure if I flap my paws, I can fly. What do you think? You think he can fly? I don't know. Let's see. So, our rabbit started hurrying off, scurrying off, running off, scrambling off towards Big Rock. On the way, he met Mr. Tortoise. Where are you scurrying off to, dear rabbit? Asked the tortoise. Now, the tortoise also speaks slowly. Like how he walks slowly, he speaks slowly. So, what did he say? Where are you scurrying off to, Mr. Rabbit? Are you in the mood for another race? I bet you this time also I will win. Ha, 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 laughed the tortoise. You know what he is referring to? He's talking about the story of the race between the rabbit and the tortoise, where we have learned that slow and steady wins the race. So the tortoise was making fun of the rabbit. Ever since the tortoise won that race, he has always been making fun of poor Mr. Rabbit. No, no, I have no time for you, said the rabbit. I'm going to the big rock to fly, said the rabbit. Fly? Are you crazy, Mr. Rabbit? Asked Mr. Tortoise. No, no, I'm not crazy. If the eagle can fly, why can't I? Asked the rabbit. What do you mean, Mr. Rabbit? Asked the tortoise. So the rabbit pointed at the sky and said, look, look, do you see that eagle? Can you see the eagle? Can you see how he soars and he flies and he swoops and he dips and he is so beautiful? I'm sure if I try, I can also fly. The tortoise watched the eagle. The poor tortoise has such a small neck, so even looking up into the sky is painful. But he tried, he looked up, and then he shook his head. And then he said, Mr. Rabbit, yes, the eagle is very beautiful. The eagle can fly. The eagle looks nice in the sky. And you, Mr. Rabbit, you are stupid. The eagle has wings with feathers, which he uses to fly. His body is lightweight, and that is why he can fly in the wind. While you, my friend, you are bulky, you are fat, you have heavy bones, and if you try to jump off the big rock, you will jump off the rock and you'll go dadam because you are heavy. Also, your paws are very close to your body. You will not be able to flap them like the eagle. Rubbish! You don't know anything. You're making fun of me. You're jealous of me, said the rabbit. The rabbit thought that the tortoise was very jealous. So he said, you're jealous, that's why you don't want me to do this. Of course I can fly. If I try and I practice, I'm sure I can fly. You tortoise, you are very, very jealous. So you keep quiet. I'm going to fly. Muttering under his breath. And what was he muttering? Jealous tortoise, always trying to make fun of me. Who does he think he is? He thinks he can win all the time? No, this time I will win. I'm going to fly. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to be the eagle. And so, muttering under his breath, the rabbit scurried off towards Big Rock. Now, the eagle, as he was flying in the sky, he was looking at all of this action and this discussion and this conversation and this argument that was happening down below. So he swooped down and then he perched on a rock. When the rabbit came nearby, the eagle said, what did the eagle say? The eagle said, hello, Mr. Rabbit. Where are you off to? I've been watching you since some time. What are you doing? The rabbit quickly stopped scurrying. Because remember, the rabbit knows that the eagle can eat him if he catches him. So the rabbit quickly hid under a shrub. And then the rabbit said, no, I'm just going to the big rock. Why, Mr. Rabbit? Why are you going to Big Rock? Oh, I'm going to the Big Rock because I want to fly like you. Fly like me? Asked the eagle because he was puzzled. So the rabbit said, yes, I will go to the big rock and I will jump and I can fly like you. The eagle realized the rabbit was dumb. Can a rabbit fly? But the eagle did not correct him. Instead, what did the smart eagle do? He said, oh, wow, this is so nice, Mr. Rabbit. You know, I'm tired of flying all alone in the sky. I have no friends. Everybody is scared of me. I've been waiting for a friend to come and fly with me. Mr. Rabbit, this is the best thing you have done so far. This is the best news you have given me so far. Please, hurry on. Go to Big Rock and jump. I want you to fly with me. And so, a stupid, foolish rabbit popped his head out of the shrub. And he said, yes, I am going to Big Rock to fly with you. No, please don't. Please, Mr. Rabbit, please don't. Who was that? That was Mr. Tortoise. Slowly, he had been following Mr. Rabbit. And he heard the conversation happening between Mr. Eagle and Mr. Rabbit. And Mr. Tortoise knew that Mr. Eagle was fooling the rabbit. Please don't, Mr. Rabbit. The eagle is fooling you, said the tortoise. But our friend the rabbit thought, oh, this tortoise is only very jealous of me. I am going to fly. And so, before Mr. Tortoise could say anything more, Mr. Rabbit scurried off to Big Rock. He reached Big Rock and then he looked at the distance and then he ran, and he jumped. And you know what happened? When he jumped, he felt like he was flying. He flapped his paws and then he realized that he couldn't fly. But before he could scream, he felt some claws digging into his stomach. And you know what that was? When he looked up, he saw Mr. Eagle had caught him in his claws like this, and Mr. Eagle was grinning at him. And Mr. Eagle said, "Oh, what a wonderful dinner for me tonight." And Mr. Rabbit, our foolish Mr. Rabbit, was going to be Mr. Eagle's dinner. If he had only listened to Mr. Tortoise, he would have been alive. The cunning eagle had waited for the rabbit to show himself and jump. And when he jumped, the eagle did what he does best. He swooped down and he caught hold of the rabbit and took him away. And he flew away with him. Our friend the tortoise watched in horror from below, but he could do nothing. He had won the rabbit, but the rabbit thought he knew more than anyone else. He did not trust a good friend and a good advice. He thought that everybody was less than him. He thought he was better than the rest. He thought he was the best. And so the foolish rabbit had to perish in the hands of the cunning eagle because of his foolishness. So, what did we learn from today's story? We learned that we must try to do new things if possible. If we try only, will we know whether we are good at it. But if one of our elders is telling us to think about it and not take a foolish step, we must listen to their advice because our elders want only the best for us. So, my children, always listen to advice. Listen to what your parents are saying. They want only the best for you. And when you want to try out something new, try it. But first, understand all the risks, everything associated with it. So, tonight, when you go to sleep, I want you to sleep and I want you to have dreams where you are smart, where you are intelligent, where you use logic before you do something. All right. So I shall be back again on today's what? Today's Monday. I shall be back on Wednesday with another story. And soon, okay, Wednesday is 23rd. Great. So on 23rd, I'll come with a story. And Devisha, I want you to be there because this story is for you. And on 25th, we will have a story on Santa Claus. So I want you to be there on 23rd and 25th. And after that, we'll take a break and we will be back in the new year 2021. So, all right, my dear children, good night, sleep well, take care. Bye bye.